I personally don't know what is sustainable development, but I know our current cycling path is not very up to the global standard. I think the government can do much more to encourage more people to cycle, because the current policy and the current cycling infrastructure is, as I mentioned earlier, not really up to mark. So that by itself, you don't see much people cycling. Yeah. So what can we do more? I think this is something the government needs to think about. To a certain extent, I ride on a daily basis. I do cycling for recreational activity. So when you are doing recreational cycling, you definitely go to those areas that are cycling path. So not really.
Do you think cycling path is good for the environment? And would you consider switching to cycling as it reduces carbon footprint?
Definitely cycling would help the environment, because you are talking about zero emission mode of transport. But for someone, or even for myself, to consider cycling as a viable mode of transport, it only means one thing: you must be able to work near where you live. They have to be of a manageable distance. I mean, I have colleagues who cycle 5 to 10 kilometers to work from their home, but in the long run, it's not feasible. And when you come to days that there's raining, then you see their whole transport plan is they have to rearrange it. So no, not for myself. I will not cycle to work right now because I work too far away, and my job nature requires me to travel a lot.
Have you noticed any economic benefits because of the cycling path development?
I mean, if the government is pushing very hard for cycling infrastructure, that itself means that you have employment in an industry that is creating the cycling path. That's one. And if you are talking about bike sharing, then you also create another segment of jobs that people come in and provide the bike sharing services. So yes, there is economic benefit, but at the current scale, it's quite negligible.
Other cities like Copenhagen has pushed cycling as a main form of transport, and it has become their cultural norm. So with Singapore's government doing the same thing in terms of rolling out policies like walk, cycle, ride, going car light, do you think Singapore can achieve or move towards that sort of cultural norm?
I think it's important to have a goal where we want to move to, which I think the government has already identified. But the implementation of all those policies, various policies that has been that they like to adopt, have to be something that is impactful. So, I mean, if you really want to be like Copenhagen, then something drastic has to be implemented. Okay? I think if not, it's just something that is just stopped.
Let's say in an event of MRT breakdown, do you think that having a cycling path or the bicycle sharing service can help to bridge this gap during the event of the breakdown? And do you think that having that form of alternative will build resilience in the transport system of Singapore?
I think if we want to consider cycling as a viable backup transport in terms of MRT disruption, first, the government must make sure the provision are adequate. So if you're talking about peak hour traffic at a given peak hour or busy MRT station, what kind of crowd are you looking at? You're talking about thousands. So the question is, do you have 1,000 bicycles already ready for this commuter to use? That's one. And secondly, if you are saying that you want to use cycling as a viable form of transport in disruption, then people must be equipped or have the mentality to immediately use it. Most of the people, when the MRT break down, wait for the coach that the transport provider will provide, or they take taxis, cabs, PHEVs. So all these are considerations that will have to be taken into factor if you really want to consider cycling as a viable mode of transport for MRT disruption.
Can you share any memorable experience from cycling? And the second question would be, have you heard of social-ecological systems thinking?
Okay, the first part, most memorable cycling experience will be, I really can't remember because it's ages since I last cycled, and I usually cycle for recreational. But if I have to really think of one, I think maybe at Pasir Ris Beach. In the day, very quiet, proper cycling path, no disturbance, safety is not an issue. You can just focus on your ride. Then economic, ecological, and
Systems thinking.
System thinking. Never heard of it.
Okay, thank you.